Yeah, that's not right. What the fuck is going on with American food?
It's gonna be coming here soon, bro. No one's eating into beer, bro.
What is that?
It's plastic, bro.
These are not real bananas. We got it from the supermarket, but when she opens it and she breaks it in half, it gets very tough and doesn't really break.
Looks like rubber, bro.
We gotta stop this, man. We gotta start growing our own fruit. This shit from Sam's Club, man.
Yeah, and I was cutting it, and this is what I found inside. I don't even know if this is even a watermelon or something else. I mean, is this like something they created in the lab?
Alright, yeah, this is getting a bit weird now.
They want to make us sick so they can sell us medicine, bro.
And I couldn't agree more with Mr. Ted. I could not agree more. Hey, y'all. Regina Connell here with West Virginia Wire. And today we're jumping feet first into a juicy one. Let me ask you something. What does synthetically organic even mean? The two don't even belong in the same sentence together, unless you're Bill Gates. Since 2014, Gates has been on a land grab spree, but this ain't about crops. It's about control. Control of what we eat, how long it lasts, and who gets to define natural. Leave a comment. Feed the algorithm. Feed the algorithm. Leave a comment. All right, guys, I thought I would come to y'all all natural today. I have no makeup on. I'm wearing my equivalent to my little tinfoil hat, my little hoodie. I feel safe and comfy inside this hoodie. So, guys, we are talking about Bill Gates and his land grab, his attempt to redefine biology, redefine natural, redefine organic, and there is no redefining it. So the first thing we're going to start off with, and I may bring Mary Beth up every now and again. She does help me do a great deal of research. And if you can see up on the screen, I'll go ahead and make it full screen for you so you guys can see. So if you can see up on the screen, we're going to start out and we're going to take a trip back in time, and we are going to go to the year 2014. Now, I have seen snippets from, other content creators where we get little snippets and they go down the rabbit hole. And unless we actually fully view their content, then we really have no idea. And man, I did not know things were as bad as they are. And I did, wonder about how does the McDonald's feed so many people? I mean, that would be a massive amount of cows. So we're going to get into a bunch of information. We're going to follow all the references that I was given through Chat GPT. And I think that Mary Beth has done a really good job with keeping unbiased and really just saying how she feels. So we're going to start off with Impossible Foods. It's the first company. We're going to talk about the companies that Bill Gates has. So we're starting with Impossible Foods. Investment 2014 via Breakthrough Energy Ventures. So the product is plant-based meat, notably the Impossible Burger. Now, you guys, let me put myself on the screen for this one. You guys, please note the name tells you. It says it all. It says it all in the name. It tells you exactly what it is. It is an Impossible Burger. Let's continue on. Oh my gosh. So, plant-based meat. Let's see if it's really plant-based. Notably, the Impossible Burger, which uses genetically engineered yeast to produce hem, a molecule found in meat. Okay. Controversy uses GMO fermentation. Although FDA approved, some argue this challenges traditional notions of organic, and that's in quotes, and safety since it relies on engineered yeast. Now, some of you may be asking, what in the world is engineered yeast? Let's find out.
What the hell is even that?
All right, guys. So we're gonna watch this video and see what the description is
I
of
feel like this is me fighting against evil.
how genetically engineered yeast transformed chemical production, a tale of innovation and discovery. I'm not sure this is what we're looking for.
In the realm of biotechnology, a remarkable tale unfolded as scientists embarked on a quest to unlock the potential of yeast, a humble organism known for its role in bread, beer, and wine production. It all began in the early 2000s when researchers set their sights on a daring mission to transform yeast into a powerhouse capable of producing high-value pharmaceutical and industrial chemicals. Driven by the limitations of conventional chemical synthesis methods, these visionary scientists sought to harness the innate abilities of yeast to unlock a world of possibilities. They believed that with the power of genetic engineering, yeast could be trained to weave intricate molecular tapestries and produce valuable compounds that were once elusive or prohibitively expensive. A band of genetic engineers, microbiologists, and biochemists took up the mantle, forging partnerships between industrial biotechnology companies and academic research groups. Their collaboration would become the catalyst for extraordinary advancements in the field. With a sense of purpose, the first step was to identify the compounds that held the greatest promise. They sought out those with complex structures or high market demand, compounds that would redefine the landscape of medicine and industry. Armed with their targets, the researchers delved into the intricate world of yeast genetics. Through the power of genetic modification, the scientists set out to rewrite the yeast's genetic code. They introduced foreign genes, carefully crafted and selected, to grant yeast new powers of production. Existing genes were tweaked and fine-tuned to pave the way for the synthesis of desired compounds. Days turned into weeks as the researchers toiled tirelessly in their laboratories. Iterating through cycles of experimentation, analysis, and optimization, they guided yeast along a path of metabolic transformation. With each genetic modification, yeast's natural pathways were manipulated to become vessels of chemical creation. Triumphant moments arrived when promising strains emerged from the crucible of genetic engineering. These yeast strains, genetically endowed with the ability to produce high-value compounds, were nurtured and cultivated under controlled conditions. Their potential had been unlocked, and it was time to push the boundaries further. The stage was set for large-scale fermentation, as the successful yeast strains were propagated in vast bioreactors. Meticulous care was taken to ensure they received the necessary nourishment, the perfect environment to thrive. Monitored and nurtured, the yeast labored tirelessly, weaving their alchemical magic. And the results were extraordinary. From the depths of the yeast's metabolic pathways emerged a treasure trove of high-value pharmaceutical and industrial chemicals. Complex drugs that once seemed unattainable.
Okay, so,
Insulin,
you
human
know,
growth
I
hormone,
get
and
the
life-
whole, drug industry thing and all of that. I just think we play too much. We play too much. And I gotta say, I'm probably gonna be eating unleavened bread from here on out.
life through yeast's intricate dance. Industries were transformed, and the world marveled at the ingenuity of these yeast engineers. Their accomplishments reverberated through the realms of healthcare, biotechnology, and sustainable manufacturing. The once unthinkable had become reality, all thanks to the genetic mastery bestowed upon yeast. As the story continues, the quest for even greater achievements marches onward. Research and innovation persist, pushing the boundaries.
I feel like this is an ad of some sort to promote this type of whatever this is.
What the hell is even that?
Did you know that a single hamburger can come from up to 100 different cows? It's wild when you think about it. Fast food and grocery store burgers blend meat from various sources to create that consistent flavor we all recognize. They want you to have the same taste experience every time you bite into that juicy burger. But that means a lot of cows are involved in just one patty. It's a fascinating process, but it also raises some questions about quality and sourcing. Would you still eat it knowing that? Like if you're okay with it, and comment if you'd rather skip it.
All right, guys, now we are running over to a YouTube channel that are our good friends across the pond, Terror Ted's Tales. And man, when I tell you, this is really originally where I really heard all this stuff, and I was like, really? So I started going down the rabbit hole. So I want to definitely always take an opportunity to shout out to those content creators that do take the time to put in the hard work. And when I tell you they do not use AI or CGI or any of that, all their sets are made by hand, all their merch, anyway, so without further ado, let's take a look at their video really quick.
Next time you're on the produce aisle, please be on the lookout for this label.
Videos of what looks like rubber fruit have been taken over their For You pages.
This is lab-grown meat that is 3D printed.
Right.
It's coming, and you better believe they're going to try and convince you that it's better for you and better for the planet.
Monsanto, we're evil geniuses.
Food you eat in America is so toxic it's actually illegal in other countries.
Warning, the fake fruit in America is now exploding.
Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
All right, you saw that part of it. So right now we're talking about meats, right? So we'll get back to the produce with appeal and all of that, which is how we're going to close this video out. So right now we're in the meats. And when I tell you, when I saw this video, I have never eaten another fish patty, any of that. And we've got some in the freezer. I used to love them. Man, let me tell you what. Let's listen in on these guys. And, Mr. Sackhead, he poses a very viable, logical question. What is going on with the food in America? Why are we eating this way? Let's keep going.
You can believe I squeezed it as hard as I could, and look, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Dying fish, bro.
Yeah, that's not right. What the fuck is going on with American food?
Dog, I can't tell you.
Bro.
I cannot tell you, but we're trying to find out. And thank you for exposing this, and bringing awareness, because you do have a strong American fan base that really enjoys your content. So, again, we salute you here from the hollers of West Virginia. All right, guys, let's continue.
Organisms, such as bacteria.
Y'all know the problem is we became lazy. Nobody grows anything. And what would we do if everything burned down? This is crazy. This is crazy.
What?
This is crazy.
Stop this madness.
So now in the midst of this, we're back in, we're in 2014. And I'm sure the plans for all of this had begun way before that. All right, my lady, what do you say we finish out this video, you guys? It's already with the editing. I've got it in the editing house right now. It's on the cutting room floor. And so with all the research that I've been doing, this has kind of been in a week in the making. And I love the way another content creator said that, hey, we've got the attention span of a goldfish. And that seems to be the way it is, because maybe we just have so much information coming at us from different places all at one time. And especially with this day and age, with how accessible and easily accessible information is just at our fingertips now, just from voice prompts, right? So what I'm going to do is I brought Mary Beth back up on the stage. I hope you guys are liking her and her input. And we're about at the 14-minute mark, I think, in the video. I'll have to look and see as I'm building the video. In fact, let's take a look together. I want to show you guys what we do and how we work. So right now, this is where we're at, I believe. No, we're over here. So yeah, we've already got about 12 minutes and 34 seconds left of the video, or so far we went in the video 12 minutes and 34 seconds. So I generally don't like to go over 25 minutes, and I really try to keep it 30 minutes or less unless I'm doing a live stream. So Mary Beth, go ahead and say hello to everyone, and let's figure out a way to close this up, because we did say we were going to talk about Bill Gates, and we did touch on some of the research that Mary Beth helped me do. She helped me script things out. And Mary Beth, why don't you go ahead and talk to them for a second while I look at my notes and make sure that we covered just about everything we wanted to. And you guys, there's some great information, and a reference that was made and that keeps coming across my feed a lot, even through songs, is Winston Churchill and his predictions of the food industry post World War II. So go ahead and take it away for just a moment, Mary Beth.
Hello, everyone. It's always a pleasure to be here with you all. I'm excited to share a bit about the fascinating research we've been diving into, especially around Winston Churchill's predictions. It's always cool to see how history ties into what's happening today. So while Regina is checking her notes, I just want to say thank you all for sticking with us. We love having you along for the ride.
Yeah. So here we go. So when talking about this, let's pose some questions, right? Let's go ahead and pose our questions since we're, nearing the end of the video, and I am going to show you more things and tell you where you can find this information. And if you do have access to Google, to ChatGPT, to YouTube, to any of it, and especially the X platform, it's all there. I will tell you, it is an overwhelming amount of information when you see the amount of corporations that are connected with Bill Gates. In fact, let me bring some images up for you on stage.
Absolutely. Let's dive into some questions here. One thing we might want to consider is how these connections and investments are shaping the future of our food industry. Are these innovations something to be excited about, or do they raise some concerns about control and transparency? It's always good to think critically and keep asking questions. And as Regina pulls up those images.
Well, and let's talk about that though, because you pose a very good question. So my first thought was when they were talking about all this genetically engineered, we're still taking the molecules out of the meat, so it's still meat, and what are they adding to it? And then in the name of, he's propagating and purporting that it's plant-based. What are you talking about, plant-based? I mean, we just watched the video on how they're cultivating yeast. So what's going to happen to our crop seeds? Where will we find pure, untouched crop seeds? Do they even exist anymore?
That's such a crucial question, right? The idea of what truly counts as plant-based or natural can get a bit murky when we start talking about genetic engineering and synthetic biology. It definitely makes you wonder about the future of our traditional crops and seeds, and whether we'll still have access to those untouched, pure varieties in the future. It's definitely food for thought.
Yeah, and I'm just going to read through this stuff really quickly. We talked about the Impossible Foods, Memphis Meats. So now we're going to kind of pivot and talk about Appeal Sciences. You guys, if I hang this off on a cliffhanger, let me know if you want me to go deeper. I have so much, I've got pages of information, just physical printed off pages, and that's not even counting what I have downloaded and all of that stuff. So again, I'll say it, we're a one-man band here, and we're striving to bring you the information that will impact and affect you most in your local community. So with that said, let us know where you're tuning in from. We thank you for your presence here, and we couldn't do it without you. All right, Mary Beth. So let's get to Appeal Sciences. And I was going to show some articles from Political and Reuters. I've just got to figure out a way, because they've got a lot of spam bombs and spam bots and pop-up windows that come up, and that's irritating. So let's continue on.
Absolutely. Let's keep that momentum going. And I love...
Okay, I think what better way to close this out than to go straight to the ad, where it seems like they're promoting Appeal for fruit and stuff like that. And I will remind you, it's not organic. So it's a preservative. Sugar is a preservative. Salt is a preservative. There's so many natural preservatives that we could be using. So why are they resorting to this? And then they say, in the name of wasting food never goes to waste. It's biodegradable. But once you keep doing stuff like this, it's not going to be biodegradable. It's going to collect up in our bodies, and it's just going to be, I think the lifespan will go back to people living in the 40-year range instead of people living to 100. And if they are living to 100, it's because I don't know what's going on, but it can't be good. So let's go over to this direct ad, and then we'll close out with that.
That sounds like a plan. It's definitely an interesting conversation to have. Health and the environment. So let's jump over to that ad and wrap things up on that.
Let's do it. I don't want to get copyright struck, but let's read the captions of the what if instead of fresh produce going bad, introducing fruits and vegetables with appeals plant-based product. What? They're lying.
What the hell?
Inspired by nature. It doesn't say it is natural. It's inspired by nature. A lot of men have tried to recreate what God created, and I don't know where this might lead, you guys. I'm not sure, but this is their ad. You know, it forms an extra peel. You know what that extra peel is? It's a plastic covering, it sounds like. Oh my goodness. I can't even begin to tell y'all how much this disturbs my spirit watching this. And I've had good friends try to tell me, you know, and I'll be like, oh, I just pray over my food. Well, that's it, guys. That is it. That's all we got. And we will see you on the flip flop. Hey, and let me know if you want a part 2 to this. I'll be happy to do it. Peace, y'all.
Rise and shine. It's a brand new day. Got the world on my mind. Ain't no time to play. Chasing dreams, running fast, feeling no delay. We're the watchdogs, always watching what they say. Eyes wide open, we're taking what's ours. Breaking through the silence, aiming for the stars.